This is going to be fun. This might be close. Well, if it's close, I might be able to deal with it.
I'll give you one final 10 seconds.
Okay, one final mic check. Ready to go. Sounds good? Sounds good. Here we are, ready to get started here tonight. Couple minutes. We'll be live. Me. All right. Ow. Sorry about that. All right. I'm not sure how much this chair is going to work, but you don't have me? Talking. I've got come back. Still not working. Maybe I can run down and grab my headsets. All right. I can't believe it. John Morgo's luck starts again. King, you don't have me. Okay, that's just perfect. All right. Well, I can hear myself. I got my. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that might. All right. All right, so he's going to change out. Maybe his earphones are not good. Should grab my earphones is what I should do. Ow. All right, we're ready? Talking. Yep, he's got me. Cool. Okay, well, we're about 7:25, so whenever you want to get going. All right, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Stand by. For what? Third. All right. Don't start. Okay. Good evening and welcome from Hallford Stadium in Clarkston, Georgia. Play On Sports presents the second round of the Georgia High School Association Football Championship 2012. Today, we should have a good one here today as a battle in Classification 5A is about ready to get started. It's the MLK Lions taking on the Allatoona Buccaneers. Good evening again and welcome. I'm John Morgo, ready to bring you this contest between a state power, an established state power, and a possible up-and-coming state power. The established power, of course, is MLK, coming into the ball game ranked second in the polls heading into the playoffs. Allatoona ranked seventh. This is only their fifth year, but this is their biggest stage right now, playing in Hallford Stadium here in Clarkston, which is the centerpiece of DeKalb County football. And we should have a good one here tonight. In the respective first-round games, MLK had no problem beating Sequoia 34-14. It was a bit of a revelation for their new quarterback, Roland Rivers. Of course, everyone was talking about MLK's starting quarterback, Moncavius Johnson, who threw for 20 touchdown passes, but he suffered a separated shoulder in the game with Tucker, and since then it's been Rivers' show. And against Sequoia, he passed for about 330 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he ran one in on his own. Allatoona, for their part, they stumbled a little bit last week. They allowed Heritage of Conyers to get a 14-0 lead before the Buccaneers bounced back, won that one 24-21, only because a last-second field goal for the Patriots missed, and that allowed Allatoona to take over on downs and ride out the game and get a victory to advance here in this second-round matchup against MLK. Well, we all know about MLK. They were in the news for the wrong reasons at the start of the season when head coach Michael Carson was fired. Robert Freeman took over, and the team really hasn't missed a beat. They've gone 11-0, and they've rolled through what could have been a very tough Region 6 in 5A with teams like Tucker, Southwest DeKalb, and Mays. So it's a really good job for Coach Freeman, especially with his big quarterback, Moncavius Johnson, going down in that Tucker matchup. For Allatoona, they're led by Gary Varner. Again, this is the 5th season that this program has been in existence. They went 2-3 in their first year, but last year they rattled off a 12-1 record, went all the way to the quarters, went on the road before losing to eventual champion Burke County. And this year he's doing very well again. He's got a 10-1 mark. The only hiccup for the Buccaneers was a game against Hiram, and that was a game against East Paulding on the last week of the season. Lost that one 25-7. So it's been a good job for Coach Varner and Allatoona, located in about as north of Cobb County as you can get. They got record of 36-14 in their 5th year. And Coach Freeman, even though he is the interim coach, he's going a long way toward having that word removed from his title. There's MLK bursting through their line, their banner, which was just a lion's mouth erected underneath their goalpost. We already had Allatoona come through. It's a blustery night here in Georgia. Kind of fall is in the air. Everyone's got coats on. We're here in the press box, kind of protected a little bit from the wind. Temperature was in the 70s, mid-70s, low 70s all day, but now the sun's gone down. We'll probably have a brisk 60-degree evening for football again. This is the second round. We've got 32 teams in all classifications, and after tonight, it'll be whittled down in half as everybody marches on to the Georgia Dome, which will be in 3 weeks. Well, we're about ready to get started. Allatoona has taken the field. They will receive to start this ball game. ML King will kick off. They are in the crimson and the silver, and Allatoona with the black pants, white jerseys, red numbers, and blue and black trim. Back deep for the Buccaneers. They're 2 deep men. One of those will be number 84. He's on the far side. That's Christian Solomon. All right, so MLK is going to kick off. This as there gets ready to talk to the referee. Hand is in the air, looking to see everybody's ready. Everybody is. We're underway for football here from Hallford Stadium. That kick is going to get backed up to the 5 before we get a run back. Comes to the near side, 15, 20, shedding some tackles. Dives for the 25. Ball is out, but I think across the line of scrimmage. That was number 11, DJ Azell. For Allatoona, the man to watch is quarterback Jeremy Uzi. He had a bit of a rocky game in that Heritage Conyers, threw an interception that was returned for a touchdown, but came up big at the end. We're going to have to also watch number 10, the running back TJ Heron. He should be another member to watch. Again, Allatoona, as I said, this is their 5th year, probably the biggest stage that this team has played on in their short history. How will they do? Well, we'll find out right now. Allatoona is going to go 2 to the far side as that ball's on the near hash. Uzi's going to hand off to Heron. Big hole in the right on the far side. 35, 40, and that's where TJ Heron will get up. They immediately did a seal block, and there was a big gaping hole on that far side. Heron ran right through it, and it's a first down on the first play of this game. And Coach Varner in the media said that he could not afford a start like they had against Heritage of Conyers, where they spotted the Patriots 2 touchdowns. He said if he did that, it would be a long game against the Lions. Probably would not be able to come back. Now the ball's in the middle of the field at the 41. Heron again, and it's a different result. Gets 2 to about the 43-yard line before he's stopped up by the Lions. For MLK, the name to watch is number 57, Jacarthy Mack. See him in the middle. He leads this team in sacks with 10. Arden Key has 7.5. It's 2nd and 8 at the 43, just underway here from Hallford Stadium. Minute gone by. John Morgo got wide out, split left and right. Thanks for joining us. Heron again, and there's some room. He's going to drag the pile. This should be a first down. Crossing midfield into MLK side of territory at about the 48, and yes, the chains will move. 3 plays, first down, as TJ Heron has had the ball pretty much exclusively for Gary Varner. Heron a senior, Uzi a senior, very senior-laden ball club. I mean, you figure these players have grown up with the team. They were freshmen for their first 10-game season. It's probably we're going to have a wide out in motion, man in motion. But Heron will get the handoff. Nice hole on that far side. 45, 40. Mimel King in pursuit, dragging him down at about 38. Another big hole, same place. They keep doing seal blocks on the line. And that's allowing TJ Heron to run free. It'll be 2nd and 1 from the 39. Looking at that line, number 71 is Amir Moore. And we'll have more of the line as we go along. Uzi has yet to pass in this drive, and when you got TJ Heron behind you getting gaping holes, it's going to come to the near side. There's containment and going down. That was number 20, Cameron Pena. He'll lose a couple. And on the stop, number 15, Jeremy Tyler for the Lions. They're going to lose a relatively generous spot. It'll be losing maybe 1.5 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 2.5. Call it 3. 9:23 on the clock here in the first quarter. Second round action here. Thanks for joining us on GHSA TV and Play On Sports, your exclusive home for Georgia High School playoffs. Man in motion. They go to Heron. There's the hole. Heron runs into his own man and is stopped at the 35. He ran into Clarence Solberry, number 4. Solberry had finished his route, hadn't gotten out of the way. Didn't see Heron coming in here and plowed into him. But it's a first down, enough to get chains moving, and the ball's at the 35. First down and 10 for the Buccaneers. A very impressive drive here in the early going of this contest against the second-ranked ML King Lions. Uzi going to have a first roll. He's got a man in the flat. That's a good catch on the bubble screen. 30, 25. That's number 30, Cody Sorrells. And he had Sorrells immediately racing out of the fullback position. And he was left untouched on the bootleg. Chains will move again as the ball's on the 25. Allatoona moving the ball with authority here, but it's still early. We're here from Hallford Stadium in Clarkston. I backfield. We've got a man in motion. Uzi will go to Heron again. And there's a little bit of clogging in the lane. Tyler will bring him down. He'll get a couple. Maybe the 23. Yeah, that'll be making it it'll make it about a 2nd and 8. So Jeremy Tyler has had a couple of big stops from his free safety position. Well, they'll give him 3, so it's 2nd and 7 from the 22. Fakes the handoff. Now we'll bootleg the other way, and this is the mirror play. We had this play earlier. 10, 5. Cody Sorrells will break it down into the 5. That was the exact same play, just coming to the near side instead of the far. Yeah. So Allatoona doing very well, and this is going to and we're going to have a timeout on the field. Robert Freeman will take it with 7:34 remaining. His ML King Lions have just been pushed all the way down the field. 0-0, ball in the 5. And you can join the conversation about high school sports. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Play On Sports, all one word. Hashtag GHSA football. Again, this is almost the exclusive home of Georgia High School football. Definitely on the web. There are a couple other games going on right now. Norcross South Gwinnett and Marietta Lovejoy are also being televised. But we got a good one here today. Allatoona and ML King. And this is, I would say, this is Allatoona's debut on the big stage. Probably their highest profile game in their history. And so far, it's working out for them. It's 1st and goal at the 5. Now, the winner of this matchup will be playing the Glen Academy Whitewater contest. They'll be tangling with that in the quarters. Which will be next week, and then the semis, and then the Georgia Dome. All roads leading to the Dome. 1st and 5 after the timeout with 7:34 on the clock. This is a different look. They'll go to Heron, and he'll get it to the 2. So that puts it 2 or the 3. And they're going to mark it at the 3. So he'll get 2 yards on that play. Allatoona was in an 11-team region in Region 5 of 5A. so they never played out of it. It was just a 10-game schedule, all region teams. Same thing with ML King. They packed the backfield, dropped the ball. Uzi, he's going to have to go to the left side, and that hesitation caused the play to blow up, and Uzi is dropped. And credit number 13, Jarius Reed on the stop. Actually, I'm sorry. ML King was in a 10-team league in Region 6, so they were out of their region for just one game, a 23-0 defeat of Stockbridge, who was in 4A, Region 4. All right. Now they're going to go to the other way. They're going to go with that. They went with Sorrell again on that bootleg to the right. It worked for them twice. Sorrell couldn't hang on to it. Went right through his hands. He had an easy touchdown. Go right by. And Allatoona's going to have to settle for a field goal. This was a good drive for Allatoona, but it clogs up at the 5. That timeout called by Coach Freeman is the difference. This will be about a 22-yard field goal, almost an extra point here. And it's going to be Nathan Shaw will take it. Here's the kick. It's up, and it's through. With 6:05 remaining in the first quarter, Allatoona draws first points, a 3-0 lead over MLK. We'll be right back. You're watching Play On Sports, the exclusive home for Georgia 2012 playoff football. All right, 3-0 Allatoona. That drive went all the way, the length of the field, got stopped at the 5. And Allatoona ML King gets a break. Sure, Allatoona got the points, but it could have been 7-0 as Cody Sorrells dropped the ball, went right into his hands. But I think maybe he was looking at the end zone a little bit. Here's the kick from Shaw, and it'll go out of bounds at the 11. Official throws his flag. I believe it hit inbounds before taking a big bounce out, which would make it the illegal use of geometry call. And because of the penalty flag, they're going to, let's see where they're going to put this. They think they're going to make Allatoona re-kick it. Just back them up 5 yards. It looks like that's what they're going to do. So that's what Allatoona will do, and ML King has 2 men back. Number 10 on the top of your screen is DeMarquise Polite. Number 2 is Donald Clark. So Polite's at the top of your screen, and Clark is at the bottom. ML King going right to left across your computer monitor here in quarter number 1. Shaw will back up 5 yards, but now he's got to re-tee the ball. And we got a little bit of a brisk wind coming through Hallford Stadium. And it's artificial turf surface. Again, this field really it's kind of an interesting story with this field. We're located kind of tucked in the corner of Georgia Perimeter College, Clarkston campus. Now here's Shaw. He'll kick it again right through the middle, and it's going to hop into the end zone for a touchback. So yeah, we're kind of tucked in the corner here at Georgia Perimeter College, Clarkston campus. The women's soccer field is to our right. It's actually a rebuilt field. They completely redid it over the course of the summer and fall. The Lady Georgia Perimeter College Jaguars did not play there this season because that field was being done. They played in other venues, including up in Dunwoody. Should be ready to go for the Jaguars next season. Jaguars had an undefeated season in JUCO. Unfortunately, for them, they lost in the region tournament. Anyway, we're ready to go. Quarterback for ML King is in shotgun. This will be Rivers, and he's going to hand it off to the near side, 25, out of bounds. And that will be number 6, Renard White. And he'll get it to about the 25. No, it's on the other side of the 25. Make it the 26 for a 2nd and 4. Good play for Renard. So Rivers is the quarterback for ML King. And there was some question about Moncavius Johnson, whether or not he would be back for this game. But they're going to go with Rivers. And he's got flushed, upended at the 27, down at the 28. Good job by Logan Edge, number 21, I want to say that. No, it was 31, I'm sorry. 31, that would be Austin Daniel. So it's 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Rivers back deep. He's going to he'll keep it himself on the bootleg. He'll get the first down and a lot more, 35-40. Try to do a little Toreador action around Traboris Tarver. Tarver brings him down, but it's a first down for the Lions at the 44. We're under 5 minutes remaining here in quarter number 1. The Allatoona Buccaneers are up 3-0 over the ML King Lions. I want to tell you that for all the best coverage of Georgia football throughout the playoffs, go to WSBTV.com. 1st and 10 for ML King. It's at the 38. Rivers, he's got time. Flushed again, runs into his own man, kind of gets sandwiched between the two. And he's brought down at about the 46, 47. Just not being able to get anybody open. That's Calvin Howard, number 92, on there. Again, he ran into a couple members of his own line, it looked like from up here. And there's Timothy Matthews, 72, back there. It'll be 2nd and 8. We've seen multiple formations here for MLK. This is a weird one. You got maybe a tight end eligible here, or coming in for block. Anyway, he's going to hand it off, and that was getting 1. It was White again, and White will get 1. Not sure what the tackle was doing. A seal block on the cornerback. That was just kind of a weird one. Hadn't seen that. It's 3rd down and 7. Rivers, he's got time. He throws a bullet on a curl, and it's caught. Caught complete to number 23, Romel Shumake, into Allatoona territory at the 36. Oh, sorry. Good play for Shumake. Now, the tackle who kind of came back out from the line of scrimmage was 52, Dylan Thomas. 1st and 10 at the 36, 3:25 on the clock. Allatoona up 3-0. ML King using a variety of looks here in this spread offense. You got 3 to that far side. Rivers, a lot of time. Now there's nobody's getting open. Flag down. It's probably a holding. He'll have to dance his way past the 35 down to the 33. Allatoona's defense doing very well, not giving any room to the MLK wide receiving corps. But let's check this penalty. Back at the 45. I believe usually on flags like that it'll be a hold or a face mask against the offense. And judging from ML King's reaction, where they're setting up, that will be the case here. Now again, it's going to be a spot foul. So the ball being 10 yards from that spot, pushing it back into ML King territory at the 45. Sure enough, it's a hold. They're going to redo the down. It'll be 1st and a lot. 1st and about 29, I want to say. Yep, quick subtraction worked. Rivers, he's going to move. Now it comes in the middle. Oh, that's a great play to DeMarquise Polite. Gets it back into Allatoona side of things at the 43. Found Polite in the middle on a gap in the coverage for Allatoona. They kind of gave up some soft belly underneath. Allowed Polite to get in there. Well, that gets a lot, but there's still a lot to go. 2nd and 17 is what they're calling it from the 42. Rivers, all the time in the world, gets his man at the 30. And still going down. That's Chumake, number 23, on the stop. They keep going to Romello Chumake on the near side. He's doing a little curl route. It's not enough for the, well, it might be enough for the first. No, we got a flag down on the play, and this will probably be a face mask against Allatoona, which will be enough for the first down. 5 yards, that's going to move the chains. It's enough for the Lions to get that first. Even though it was 1st and 29, the Lions get through it on 2 plays. And now they're knocking on the door. Allatoona has had some good defense, but they haven't been able to get it for 4 downs. It's bounced. Ball on the turf. They try to do a little shovel pass to Ronald White. He hit it, and it bounced on the ground. So let's see who survived the scrum. Both Allatoona and ML King have opinions as to who has possession. The officials are uncovering everybody. Looks like ML King will get it back. They will. They'll lose a couple back to the 34. Big break, then Ronald White, or after Ronald White bobbled the option pitch. Tell that's what Rivers was going to do there, but he just couldn't hang on to it. Losing 9 makes it 2nd down. ML King was able to escape the first long distance. Let's see what they do on number 2. Another new formation, the diamond formation, with Rivers with the 3 people around him. Or actually, it's a triangle formation, I guess. I think somebody moved. They're going to blow the play dead. We had movement on the line. Let's see if Allatoona jumped a little early or were they drawn. Could be another big turn right here. And it looks like it's going to go against the Lions. Now back him up to the 39. This penalty makes it again 2nd and 19. I'm sorry, 2nd and more than that, 24. I got to get it back to the 15, so here it is at the 39. 2nd and 24. Another long distance for ML King. Again, they were able to overcome the first one on the last series of downs, but you can't keep digging a big hole and expect to climb out of it. Rivers. He's got to break containment. Here he comes to the near side. And there's a three-player sandwich. Knocking him down at the 40. Credit 99, Garrett Hall. 12, Nate Stevens was 2 of that, and I believe Calvin Howard was the 3rd. He'll get it to the 40. Got 4 of it back. Now it's 3rd and long. Now watch Chumake on that near side, and I think we're going to have another timeout. Is Robert Freeman going to call another timeout? Oh, no, he isn't, because we're down with 1. 1 quarter is in the books. Your score, Allatoona 3, ML King 0. We'll be right back with quarter number 2. You're watching Georgia High School Playoffs on the Play On Network.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in one shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're One shot this.
After one, it's Allatoona 3 and ML King 0. But the Lions have got 3rd and 25. Rivers looking. He's going to come way deep. There's the throw, bobbled, and incomplete. Looking for Donald Clark. Good defense by Terrence Sykes. And that's going to force 4th down for the Lions. Allatoona got on the scoreboard with 6 minutes, 5 seconds left in the first quarter. Nathan Shaw had a 22-yard field goal after Allatoona drove the ball well in their first series. Actually, both teams have only had one series with the football. And a very speedy first quarter. It's going to be polite to punt. I don't think Allatoona believes they're going to punt. They haven't put anybody back. Either that or they're going to try to kitchen sink the rush here. See what Gary Varner instructs his troops to do. There's the boot. And it's going to hit at the 18, go straight up. And ML King's going to have to tap it down. And the referee's going to say they touched it at the 18. And that's where the Buccaneers will start 1st and 10. Just want to remind you to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Play On Sports, #GHSA Football. Big night here in Georgia. We got playoff games all over the place. Hopefully we'll be giving some scores from around the state as we go along. Just starting the second quarter. First quarter went very rapidly as we haven't even hit the 8 o'clock hour. It's 1st and 10 from the 18. Uzi, he's got a man in motion. And they're going to get TJ Heron. Heron's got a lot of room. 25, 27, and it'll be close to a first down. And again, last time we saw a steady diet of TJ Heron. 49, Arden Key was in there. Now Heron is going to come out, take off this game, this play, as is number 11, DJ Ezell. So with Heron on the bench, take it off a play. Let's see what Uzi does. He's still got the eye backfield. Goes to the fullback. A lot of room. 35, 40, 45. And that's, I believe, Cody Sorrells. Get it close to midfield. He'll come out at the 48. They elected to go to Sorrells. And he's played very well. And what they really love to do is that little curl route on the not a curl route, where the fullback just goes into the flat, maybe 5-10 yards, turns around, and there's the pass. They did that 3 times, tried to use it for a 3rd time for a touchdown, but Sorrells couldn't hang on to the football. Well, we got a new set of downs at the 48. Ezell is in motion. Heron. And I'm sorry, that's not Heron. It looks like that's number 20, Cameron Pena. Nothing for Cameron. Backed up to, let's see where they're going to mark it. At the 46, it'll be a second and 11 at the 47. Now, there's one thing. They've dialed Pena's number a couple of times tonight, but really nothing has been there for the backup running back. Ezell in motion again. Uzi throws out, and that's complete to Ezell into ML King territory. Not enough for the first down. It'll be a yard short at the 43. That's a different route for Uzi, and he was able to get it to DJ Ezell. So that brings up a 3rd and short play for the Buccaneers. Let's see if they go with Heron or they elect Sorrells. Or they do a sneak. Let's see what they try here. Or it might even be. No, they are going to snap it. Heron almost clotheslined behind the line of scrimmage. But that holds him up enough for his mates to come through and make the stop well short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1. Hector Standback, number 51, was able to apply the finishing touch. It was, like I said, it was close to being a clothesline. Didn't quite make it. But he was able to, Heron was able to shed it, but not before Standback was there to come in and apply the finish. 8:44 remaining in a critical 4th and 2 for Allatoona. Heron again. He bounces off one. This should be enough. This should be. After the bounce off the defender, he spun, and that spinning should enable him to get the first down. Look, as the officials, I think they might just stop for a measurement. I think that's what they're going to do because nothing has been called. That spot is on the 42. They are going to take a time to measure with 8:28 remaining. Allatoona with a 3-0 lead. They want this drive to be extended, and it is enough for a first down. Big first down for the Bucks. And you got a feeling that the ball control offense for Allatoona is designed more than anything to keep ML King their offense off the field. As long as your offense is on, their offense can't be on. I mean, this going into the first quarter, coming out of the first quarter, both teams' time of possession right at 6 minutes. So it's been pretty even. Ezel in motion. Heron trying to get to the far side, sheds 2 blockers. Now he'll cut back. 35 is where he'll be put down. Arden Key, 50, was there. Looks like number 34, Chaka Dearasuba was there. And it'll be 2nd and 3. Heron proved to be very shifty back there in the Allatoona backfield. Second and 3. That's Solberry in motion. And they're going to go to Pena. Pena comes to the near side. He should get the first down at the 31. And I think that's probably the first sustained positive yard rush for Cameron Pena, spelling TJ Heron. It will move the chains. Ball's at the 31. 7:15 remaining. Allatoona working the ball down the field. They're doing a good job of it. ML King, they too did a good job, but penalties backed them up into 2nd and longs on 2 consecutive 1st and 10s. One they were able to get out of, one wasn't. Heron, he's going to pitch it over. It's a good play Uzi will pitch to Heron. Heron met up and dropped, and that's going to get an unnecessary roughness penalty. That'll be flagged against Jeremy Tyler. That's I bet Tyler must have said something, because Heron kind of smacked him and fell down. If this is going to be an unnecessary roughness penalty against ML King. Well, it is going to be a penalty. It will be against the Lions, marked off from the 24, which should put this, depending on the severity, down to the 12. First, it's not 1st and goal. Now remember, in their last drive, Allatoona got a big play down to the 5 on one of that flat passes in the flat to Cody Sorrells. Then they couldn't punch it in from there. Let's see what they do here at the 12. Uzi's going to roll out. They're going to try that play again. No, they're going to. He had Sorrells open, but he tried to force it to Tommy Davis coming underneath, and he bounced past it right to him. Tyler was there in coverage. And that's twice. He had Sorrells right there. I think Sorrells had an easy way in, but he was guarded by Carlos Garrett, and I think he had a step or 2 on Carlos. Allatoona trying to make this a 2-possession game, but they need touchdowns if they get into this side of the field. ML King wants another good defensive stop like they had earlier in the first quarter. TJ Heron to the far side, met at the 10 and dropped back. Actually, they'll give him the 11. 57, Jacarthy Mack on the stop. And I think that ball will be marked at the 11. It will. Clock stopped with 6:26 remaining. It shouldn't have stopped, but the officials are conferring. Not sure what the issue is down there. It seemed pretty cut and dry to me. All right, it'll be when we come back. It'll be 3rd and 9 from the 11. Allatoona ahead 3-0. Actually, they're conferring on where to put the ball. Oh, it looks like a penalty against the Buccaneers. I didn't see the flag, but it's a 5-yard penalty, moving it to the 17. They're probably going to replay the down. They will. Let's see what the encroachment against Allatoona. Well, the encroachment penalty didn't help them, but not sure. If I was Robert Freeman, I probably would have declined that penalty, made up a 3rd and 9. Anyway, here we go. Back is Uzi. He's got to throw. He gets his man Pena caught from behind. Arden Key, I believe that was Arden Key, number 51, bringing him down. And they're going to get it to the 16? 16. Now it's 3rd and 14. Well, they're showing. That's why I'm an announcer and not a coach. Questionable decisions. 5:50 remaining. Big play here for the Buccaneers. Again, they got to get it to the 2, but they would love to get it in the end zone on this opportunity. Uzi, he's rolling, trying to be brought down. I think yes, he is brought down. 57, Jacarthy Mack kind of finished him off, but trying to get a hand on him. I want to say that was 49, Arden Key. It was. So the Key and Mack was the Key. Got him down. He'll get 19. This is going to make another field goal opportunity for Nathan Shaw. This one will be about a 35-yarder as ML King goes to a bend but don't break defensive philosophy. Here's the kick. It's up. I'm not sure. And it is good. With 4:51 remaining in the second quarter, Allatoona 6, ML King nothing. We'll be right back. You're watching Georgia High School Playoff second round action on the Play On Sports Network. Six nothing is the score here between Allatoona and Martin Luther King. So far, Allatoona having the better of it, but it's a good defensive stands by the Lions. I kind of bend but don't break philosophy, resulting in 2 Nathan Shaw field goals, and that's been the difference here tonight. Here's the kick from Shaw. He's going to send it to the far side, hits at the 10, and will that thing roll to the end zone? It'll roll out at the 1, but the referee will throw the flag. Well, the ball was scooting toward that end zone, and I'm not really too crazy about this flag. It was obvious that ML King could have gotten it if they wanted to. They just didn't want to, forcing Shaw to back him up 5 yards. That's probably what's going to happen here, although maybe they'll move it to the 20. We'll see what happens here today. We got some scores from around the state. Marietta 8, Lovejoy 7. That's in the first quarter. They're going to put the ball at the 35. And Brookwood 14, Mill Creek 14. So after the illegal use of geometry penalty, the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line, a 34 or actually probably a 15-yard benefit for ML King. Clark is in motion, but they're going to come with the running back. That's White, and he's slung back after getting to the 40. Good play, Justin Wade, number 9. Was that 9 or 4? Yep, Justin Wade on that play. Well, he got more. White got it to the 44, so he got 9 yards on that play. ML King down 6-0 to the Buccaneers. Allatoona ranked 7th coming into the playoffs. ML King 2nd. Well, that handoff is going to go nowhere. Garrett Hall, number 99, on the stop. And I believe it was White again. And he'll get it. Well, they're going to give him the original line of scrimmage, although I think he might have lost one. Well, I believe there's a timeout on the field. It'll come with 3:54, and you can join the conversation about high school sports. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Play on Sports, hashtag GHSA Football. Let's do some more scores when we got a second. North Cobb 14, Hughes 7 in the second quarter. It's Norcross 7, South Gwinnett 0. That's a rematch of the game on the first week of the season. That the Blue Devils won. And now I think they're going to start playing again, but we will have a timeout charge to the Lions. I believe this is their second, and again, 3:33 remaining. 6-0 Allatoona. Let's do some more. Let's do some more scores while we have a second. Tucker 15, North Paulding 7. That's over at Adams Stadium, a little bit nearby. West Forsyth 14, Parkview 7. West Forsyth, the only winner in when Region 7 and Region 6 went head-to-head. Actually, Region 8 in 6A swept Region 5, and Region 7 got 3 against Region 6. So West Forsyth, the only team from that side of the draw to survive. A game that coaches here are watching, Whitewater and Glen Academy. Whitewater winning that one 19-7. That's still in the first. It's Grady 14, Monroe area 0. South Effingham 6, Westover 0. Dalton and Sandy Creek are tied at 7. And that's the score of the Wayne County Stockbridge game. And Blessed Trinity 7, Cartersville 7. That's in the first quarter. It's North Hall 15, Morgan County 6. And we'll get more scores in a moment. It's 3rd and short for ML King. White, we got a flag down. That should be enough for the first, but I'm not sure what the flag is doing way back there. Might be motion against ML King. And ML King will get called for the encroachment penalty. I mean, it wasn't a hold because nobody was near Rivers or White as they made the handoff. So I knew that wasn't the case. But this will back them up 5, back to the 39, and they'll redo the down. 3rd and 6. GAC is down to Heard County 14-7. That's in the second. And it's Westminster 7, Jefferson 7. Lovett 6-0 over Manchester. It's a big third down here, 3rd and 6. We got 3:20 remaining as the clock starts. Trips to the far side, 1 to the near. Rivers has got a lot of time, but now he's flush. He's got to dump it out. He finds White, and that's at the 45. And we got another flag, and this is going to be either a late hit or a face mask against Allatoona. White very happy about that. He knew that a flag was going to be called on him. Flag was going to be called against Allatoona on that play. It's just a matter of what it is. Yeah, it's a face mask. Allatoona gets hurt with the face mask. Let's see if it's an inadvertent or a deliberate. It's a deliberate. You can tell as he goes past the 5-yard point. That's going to move this ball all the way to the 31. A 15-yard deliberate face mask against Allatoona gives ML King good field position as the clock goes to 3:05. First down for the Lions. They're down 6-0. But they would love to be able to get some points on the board, take the lead going into halftime. Rivers, a lot of time. He's launching it. He's got a man, Clark, and he can't hang on to it. That was Alex Eisen, number 5, providing good coverage. And Clark is down at the other side of the end zone. Not sure if he's just hurt. I think he is in that collision. So ML King's coaches are going to attend to him with 2:53 remaining. They went for all the marbles on that play. Now, this is going to be interesting because he's out of play here, but the trainers are still going over. More scores. Seminole County 24, Commerce nothing. No score between Athens Academy and Mount Pisgah Academy. And let's see. Whoops. Sorry about that. Let's see. It is Colquitt County 12, Noonan 0. Colquitt County, the Packers beat McEachern last week in a mild upset. Stevenson's got a 7-0 lead over East Paulding. That's in the first. And it is no score between Monroe and Burke County. No score between Mary Persons and Cairo. Marist has got a 7-3 lead over Carrollton. Wayne County and Stockbridge are tied at 7. Buford, North Oconee, no score in that matchup. And there's no score in Johnson, Savannah, and Thompson. So those are your scores. Oh, here's one more. St. Pius 7, Hart County 0. Well, they help Clark back. And Clark gets a good hand as he comes off the field. For live scoring and highlights of GHSA football playoffs produced by Play On Sports, go to www.playonsports.com/football playoffs. That's where I got my scores that I just delivered for you. Again, a lot of those games are available right here on the Play On Sports Network, powered by it's GHSA TV, powered by the Play On Sports Network. Well, setting up the situation here, the ball is resting at the Allatoona 31, 2nd and 10 for the Lions. We've got under 3 minutes remaining. ML King down 6-0. They've employed a bend but don't break defensive philosophy, which has resulted in 2 Nathan Shaw field goals. At just about the same point in the quarter. One the first, one the second. Rivers, he's looking to the far side. He's going up to the up man. Gets out of 1. There it goes to the 20. Shumake will get to the 20. First down for MLK. There was a lot of time and a lot of open people on that far side. He went to Romello Shumake, who's already had a couple of good catches. That was another one, moving the ball to the 20. MLK doing well here, but the clock is going to start to be a concern. They've got 2 timeouts. Thought one was called early in the first quarter, but it was never. I guess it was an official timeout. Rivers, he's got time and he's throwing it, and it skips through DeMarquise Polite's hands. Slid trying to get that ball, but it was a little too low. Couldn't come up with it. And that'll bring up a second down. Second down and 10. Here on a blustery night. Now that it's fall, the wind is kicked up and it's made it a little cool here at Hallford Stadium. We are in the enclosed press box. Usually we'd be downstairs, but the wind would have been a big factor, so we were able to find room up here. I'm next to Jeff Hawes, writer for the AJC, going to the end zone all alone. Touchdown to DeMarquise Polite at 2:18 remaining. A 20-yard strike from Rivers. And both quarterback and receiver were all alone there, tying this ball game up at 6. And it'll be an extra point opportunity now for ML King to take their lead, to take the first lead of the game. Now they're going to get the ball back to start the second half. And here's the extra. We're going to have the extra point here in one moment. It's blocked. Allatoona gets a hand on it and blocks the kick. So that's going to keep the score tied at 6 with 2:18 remaining. We'll be right back after this. You're watching GHSA TV, powered by the Play On Sports Network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We're ready to go here for the remaining 2 minutes and 18 seconds of the second quarter. John Morgo from Hallford Stadium. It's 6-6 between the Allatoona Buccaneers and the ML King Lions. We'll see how big that block kick is ready to go. And during halftime, we'll listen to both bands, Allatoona and ML King. The Lions looks like they are about 4 times the size of the band coming down from Allatoona. Anyway, here's the kick. There's that line drive kick. It'll go to the 10. Coming to the far side, 25-30. Almost broke a big one there. That's Nate Stevens, number 12. Couldn't quite get that last tackle. So that's where the Buccaneers will start it over. 1st and 10 at the 32. I believe, not on here. All right, 1st and 10 from the 32. Allatoona has had success moving the football, but they have not been able to punch it into the end zone. Uzi, he's going back. Went into the middle. Spinning. That's Solberry. And he's down at the 45. That's a first down. Clock will stop while they reset the chains. First catch for Clarence Solberry, the senior. Again, this is a very senior-laden team. All these guys have grown up with the advent of this program. It's been a very successful program up there in Allatoona. 36-14 record. But with this class, they are 34-11. Heron gets into the flat and dragged down at the 50-49, and there's a flag. Could be against Key. Might be a late hit. Might be unsportsmanlike conduct against the Lions. Whatever it was, it went right at the, called against ML King. This will give the Buccaneers better field position. It'll move it from, pretty sure it's a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, pushing it very close to the 35. So a couple plays for Allatoona, 2 plays, and an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty have moved the football to the 35. Now, ML King's band has broken into 2 segments. One is setting up at one end zone, the other at the other end zone. Uzi, he fires a man, can't hang on to it. It's Tommy Davis. And Tommy Davis is mad at himself. He knew he should have had that one. We had a couple of drops here from Uzi. Second down, 35 with $1:30 remaining here until halftime. We're tied at 6. Here in the first half, that's been very ball control, ball dominated by both squads. I want to say the time of possession is roughly equal. I'm going to have to look that up during our halftime break. 2nd and 10 from the 35. They pack the box. They're expecting Heron. And that's what they get. And down he goes. Yeah, you can see that. You can see that's what ML King was thinking. Willie Outlaw there. Help bring him down. Pushes the ball back to the 39. Timeout on the field. I believe this is going to be ML King taking it. We got 1:24 remaining. And you can join the conversation about high school sports. Follow us on Facebook at Twitter at PlayOnSports, hashtag GHSA Football. Again, we are the partnered with the GHSA to provide all playoff coverage in all sports. Basketball is actually starting up with several invitationals going around here in the Thanksgiving period. The Deep South Classic, a Parkview tip-off, all going on right now. And that's made some excellent action here. Basketball, again, is getting bigger at Georgia. It's not as big as football. I don't think anything will be as big as football, but it's getting more publicity, especially you've got Georgia teams traveling all around to different competitions in different parts of the United States. You had Milton, where their coach was fired after allegations of recruiting kind of stuck. Anyway, 3rd and 14 at the 39. Allatoona 6-6. They want to try to get a field goal going into break here, or at least some points to break the lead. Uzi, and down you go. Bye-bye. Arden Key. He's 49. He was there, as was Hector Standback, 51. A big 4th down and another timeout for the Lions. That's their, I believe that will be their last one. Yes, they are out. They're going to get the football back with 1:16, and the ball's at the 46. Two big defensive stands here by ML King. They came up big on both of them, and that's sacked by Key and Standback. Again, Arden Key with 7.5 sacks over the course of this season. One of their big defensive linemen. The Allatoona coaching staff are in the box to my left. They're watching the game. They're trying to get some adjustments made. Again, ML King will take the football to start the 3rd quarter. So they're going to try to get some points on the board here, but they have no timeouts. DeMarquise Polite, number 10, is back deep. Nathan Shaw, I believe that's Nathan Shaw, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me see. Yep, 29, that's Shaw. Shaw has accounted for all of Allatoona's points on 2 field goals. Actually, this is probably the one I've called games all year here in Georgia. This is probably the first time I've seen where all the where more than 3 points done on field goals. Arden Key was blitzing. I thought but he got upended, and that ball is gonna go out of bounds, I think. And let's see where the referees are gonna mark it at the 40. Shaw punted it straight out of bounds. He must have shanked it, and it went straight out at the 40. Not the best punt for Shaw. He tried to angle it to not get a return. But ML King got 60 yards to go here, and they have 68 seconds to do it. Lions have good field position. They got 3 to the near side, 1 to the far. Even though Rivers has been in this formation, he usually hand it off. Now here comes the rush. He's got to dump it, and he gets Polite on that out route. 50, 45. This could end. He's going to make a beeline to the end zone. And there is a flag for a late hit as he was getting out. This will put it at the 35, add the late hit, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20 for ML King. Boy, talk about kitchen sink. 4 rushers bearing in on Rivers. He was going to get blasted. It's going to. Oh, there's a surprise. It's against ML King. Called for a holding penalty. Robert Freeman, not going to like that, but it's still a pretty good gain. And he'll be at the 45 of Allatoona with 55 seconds remaining. It could have been a lot worse for Allatoona. Yes, they rushed 4. Rivers had 4 white jerseys bearing down on him, but he was able to see Polite in the middle, and he had a lot of running room, and was able to put one there. But the hold moves it back to the 45. Polite. Now they're going back for coverage. He's got to dump it out. He's got a man at the 30. Let's see. I think that is Shumake at the 22. Romello Shumake has been Rivers' go-to receiver. He's got a couple of very good receptions, and he was able to get out at the 22, stopping the clock with 47 seconds. And remember, ML King will get the ball back to start the 3rd. If they could score here and then score again on that opening possession, That'll go a long way toward putting them in the third round. Now remember, ML King doesn't have any timeouts left, so they can't call one. Allatoona's got 2. Rivers again is flush. He's going to try to get out of bounds, and he's dragged out, but he will make it out of bounds. Tyler Heaton applies the heat, but Rivers is able to get out at the 27 with 40 seconds remaining. It'll be about a second and a 15. Allatoona's kind of got to figure out what they want to focus on. Do they want to focus on defending the receivers, or do they want to focus on rushing the quarterback? They don't think Rivers is going to hand off, even though he's got White right there. Well, he's right, moves out. Here comes the rush. Gets out of one. He's still free. He's going to sling it into the end zone. Caught, touchdown, ML King. And I believe that is Shumake again. It is. A 28-yard pass from Rivers to Shumake. ML King gets up 12-6. With 30 seconds to go. And now the extra point for ML King. Again, this was blocked the first time. Come on. See if they could do it here. And they're going to call a flag, I bet, for delay of game. See if it is a delay of game penalty. It is, and that'll be against ML King. And they can't stop the clock. Moving the ball back. This is Bray going to try the... This will be about a 25-yard field goal for Bray. And let's see if Presley Bay can put it up. Drop. Yeah, it was a bad snap. It was a bad snap. And Tyler couldn't hold on to it. So the kick failed, and it's 12-6. ML King with 31 seconds remaining here in the first half. So the first kick was blocked, and that one never got the chance to get going. Bad snap to Tyler, and Bray just couldn't get there in time to get a foot on it. Play broke down. But still, Allatoona's got a chance. So Allatoona gets another break. They're only down 12-6, but again, that what is going to turn on this, what will turn for this ball game, will be ML King's first drive in the third quarter. They have been able, both teams really have been able to march down the field. Allatoona's third drive was the one that kind of got stopped, but ML King is has a very good red zone defense. They change their formations, they clog the lanes, and they apply pressure. Arden Key, Hector Standback, they've had a couple of sacks, as has Jakarthe Mack. So let's see what Bray does here as we get ready for this kickoff. He's going to move it to the near side. For all the best coverage of Georgia football throughout the playoffs, one of your main stops should be WSBTV.com. Zach Klein, DJ Shockley, Michael Carville on the calls of their Thursday night games. Ball hits at the 20, caught at the 7. They're going to try to come to the 22. Zach Nichols. I'm sorry, that was Stevens again, Nate Stevens. We'll get it to the 22. 26 seconds on the clock for Allatoona. They're down 12-6. And Uzi doesn't have much to work with, but he's got 78 yards to go. And stick around for halftime. We'll be listening to ML King's band take the field. Should be a good show. And we're just going to victory formation our way to halftime. All right, first half is in the books. And ML King with 2 late touchdowns. However, they can't hit any extra points. And Allatoona is countered with 2 field goals. Makes it 12-6 as the clock kicks down to 10, 8, 7. There we go. Yeah, it's been Nathan Shaw against Roland River. Shaw with 2 field goals, one a 22-yarder with 6:05 left in the first quarter, and a 31-yarder with 4:51 left in the second. That's provided Allatoona's points. Then ML King has provided 2 touchdowns of their own, 2 passes by Rivers, 1 to Polite, 1 to Shumake, and that makes it 12-6 as we head into halftime. So stick around as we're going to see the ML King band take the field. You're watching Play On Sports coverage of the second round of Georgia high school football.
get a player up here.
Ah, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in one shot.
can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Hope you were entertained by the ML King Band performance during our halftime show. They also gave on a impromptu rhythm section concert right there on the track before time wound down here. We're still at the break. It's Allatoona losing to ML King 12-6. So far, the Buccaneers are acquitting themselves well here, probably their biggest game in their 5-year history, certainly the biggest stage that they've played on, and they are playing the second-ranked ML King Lions. Allatoona did have a 6-0 lead, courtesy 2 Nathan Shaw field goals, one from 22 yards, one from 31, but it was only a matter of time before ML King were able to put some points on the board. Roland Rivers has 2 touchdown passes to his credit, both of them within 2 minutes of each other. His first one to DeMarquise Polite was 20 yards out, and it came with 2:18 remaining in the half after Allatoona moved the ball but couldn't get past the 35 after 2 big sacks by the Lions linebackers. Rivers got the ball again, led them down the field, and it was a 28-yard pass to Rashad Oglesby with 31 seconds remaining. Unfortunately for ML King, they haven't been able to put the 7th point on the board, as Presley Bray's first 2 extra point attempts have not gone through. One was blocked, and one never got going. So that is our score at the break, 12-6. Here from Hallford Stadium in Clarkston, Georgia. Again, we're located not really near a high school. We're actually located near Georgia Perimeter College Clarkston campus. A little bit of a nook here between Stadium Drive and Memorial here in DeKalb County. Women's soccer field to our right, and the main campus behind us. Memorial on the other side. We've got a pretty good crowd here on this brisk fall night here in Georgia. Then the wind has whipped up. Everyone in jackets, sweaters, and hats and hoods. The game should turn on this drive coming out of halftime. ML King kicked the ball off, so they will receive to start the third quarter. Both teams were able to move the football. There have been only a couple of punts toward the end of the half. Really, ML King has come up strong with their defense. Mack and Standback and Key toward the end of the half have been able to apply pressure on the Jeremy Uzi, and they have been able to force him into some bad decisions. We haven't had any turnovers. Almost had one on ML King's first drive, even though that fizzled toward the end of the first quarter, resulting in a punt. And I would say time of possession is pretty equal, but ML King with the better of it now, 12-6. Winner of this game will advance. They'll face the winner of the Whitewater Glen Academy matchup. Whitewater on top. Last time I checked the scoreboard, big result, big upset, possibly brewing in Gwinnett County. North Gwinnett on top of Grayson 9-0. Grayson, even though they were able to suffered a couple early losses in their season, were managed to make the top seed in Region 8. And North Gwinnett, the 2 seed in Region 7, are piling it on Grayson. We got a couple of good Gwinnett County matchups. 8 and 7 going at it, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, and kind of my overview of the first round of the playoffs. Region 7 and 8, mainly Gwinnett County in the highest classification, played Region 6 and 5, and the Gwinnett County teams won 7 and dropped 1. The only team that fared well was West Forsyth, and they are playing Parkview right now. But we got a good one here tonight. 12-6 is the score between Allatoona and ML King, and we're about ready to get going. Nathan Shaw is putting it up, and he will kick off to the Lions, waiting for DeMarquise Polite to go out. There he comes, and we're about ready to get going here as the rest of the Lions come on out as well. Again, this is a matchup of teams from 5A, Region 6 in 5A. Tucker wound up in second place in this region, and ML King got the 1 seed. And we're ready to go. It's a squibber, and it'll slip out of bounds at the 31. And there's the flag for the illegal use of geometry, which has probably been the most common call here tonight, as that ball just kind of turned around and was able to get out. Update the score of the Tucker North Paulding game. Tucker is up 20-14, and that's in the half. West Forsyth beating Parkview 17-13, and we'll monitor all these scores toward the end as we go along here today. All right. Big series here for the Lions. It's 1st and 10 at the 35. Rivers is back out to lead the offense. This is a spread, and they're going to go into more of a triangle backfield. Rivers will get to his up man, and that's going to be number 33. And that's going to, and he'll get to about the 42. And it'll be about a 2nd and 3. I believe that was Gerald Smith. And Rivers is going to be caught from behind on that 2nd down play. I'm sorry, it's 33 again, and he'll get it, losing a couple to the 39. So it'll be 3rd and 5 from the 40. As they went with Smith both times. Let's see what Rivers tries to do here on this 3rd and 5 play. Same formation as we've seen. Rivers, he's going to talk to his wideouts. Gets the ball. Got time. Catches it in the middle. And in that double coverage is complete. I believe that's Donald Clark. And it'll be at the 49. So good play, Donald Clark. Now back to Smith, and he'll get caught from my line of scrimmage. Back, losing a couple to the 36, to the 46. But they'll get him to the 47 on terms of forward progression. Well, we might have a flag down. Let's see. No, we don't. I'm sorry, we don't. Just saw the referee moving back. He's going to just start the clock now with 10:18 remaining in the 3rd quarter of action. ML King up over Allatoona 12-6. This is John Morgo here on the Play On Sports Network. Fakes the handoff. Trying to move. Smith goes deep, looking for Polite. It's a beautiful ball. Too far in triple coverage. He had Sykes right behind him, and also there was Treboris Tarver and Alex Eisen. 3rd down and long. And it's 3rd and about 14 from the 46. And Smith is going to come out. And I think we're going to go to that more spread formation, 3 to the far side, 1 to the near, running back right next to Rivers. Here comes the break. They're going to have to dump it out to Polite. Can't hang on to it. Ball is knocked all over the place, and it goes incomplete. So the big drive by ML King, the one they wanted to score on, and they're going to have to punt it away. Polite out to do it. I've seen a couple of plays where Allatoona's defense have been able to apply pressure, but Rivers, with a strong presence of mind, to stay tough in the pocket, and he's usually able to find someone underneath the coverage. That time, Polite just couldn't hang on to it, and it was very, very dangerous because you saw that ball pinballing all over the place, but it found the turf. Here comes the punt from Polite. High, it probably will be fair caught at the 31. Takes a big ML King bounce and is rolling, and it will stop at the 10. Great field position for ML King, pinning Allatoona at the 10. And you can join the conversation about high school sports. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at PlayOnSports, #GHSA Football. Allatoona with the football, 9:38 remaining here in the third quarter. Buccaneers down 12-6. They've been able to move the football, but they just can't punch it into the end zone. See what they do here. There's an eye backfield, and Heron can't get anywhere to the 9. And I think that's a part of those adjustments that I mentioned in the early going, just unable to move forward. So the ball rests at the 9. It's second and 11. Jeremy Uzi under center. Fakes the handoff. He's going to go to the flat. Got a man on the run. 25-30. That's a first down. There's Christian Solomon, I believe that's 84. Yep, Christian Solomon, the sophomore, his first reception. Caught it in stride, almost pulled away, but it's enough for a first down at the 29. Gives Uzi some room to work with. Now watch Heron, but he's also got Sollers there. His fullback. I'm sorry, Corey Sorrells, and it looks like we have a equipment timeout. There was looked like somebody's warm-up pack was out there, and they got to quickly get rid of it. First and 10 from the 29. Uzi, who's been under center most of the game. There's a pitch. He's got some room for Heron. 40, 45. He wants to cut it back up the field. And he'll get it into ML King territory at the 48. Tyler is there, 15. I wasn't sure why Heron kept looking back to the middle of the field. I thought he could get at least a couple more yards if he just trucked it toward the sideline, but he kept wanting to come back. Ball rests at the 42.5-yard line. And Allatoona's on the move just like they were in the first half. They used a little run, a little pass to set up the run to try and stretch the defense. Now ML King is packing. Uzi, he hands it off on the draw to Sorrells, and he'll get to the 41. It'll be second and 9. Just use that little draw play to the fullback. Cody Sorrells gets 1. Allatoona has been able to move the football, but once they get it into the 12 or 15 area, that's when the Lions defense has stiffened. Gary Varner wants a touchdown here. His defense got him the ball back. There's a bubble screen to Ezel. Couldn't get around the safety and gets down at the 34. Tried to put a little arm shove on the safety. Couldn't quite do it. And that's going to put it at the 30. That's going to put it at the 37. It'll be 3rd and 4. That's a long 4. I think it's more like 3rd 4.5 because remember it's in between the 32 and the 33. Again, ML King is packing, and Uzi doesn't like what he sees, so he's going to call a timeout. And so Allatoona forced to burn a TO with 6:42 remaining in the third quarter. 12-6, Martin Luther King on top over the Buccaneers. And for live scoring and highlights of all of GHSA football playoffs produced by Play On Sports, here's the address you need to go to, and odds are you're already there, www.playonsports.com/football playoffs. Also WSBTV.com, an excellent source for scores throughout the state of Georgia. We've been giving them to you as best we can as best we can get them. Again, Tucker and Stevenson have gone into the second round here in the state playoffs. Miller Grove managed to get the 4 seed. Unfortunately, they lost, I believe, in their first round matchup last week. And on the other side, we have East Paulding, Allatoona, Rome, and North Paulding. And I think Rome was the only team to lose. They lost to Gainesville. And North Paulding pulled an upset. They knocked off Flowery Branch, the 1 seed from Region 8. So the Wolfpack, congratulations to them. Back from the timeout, it's third and I want to call it 4.5, really. Rolling out, he's got room, fires, and can't hang on to the football. Tommy Davis, who has been victimized by the dropsies, he's had a couple of drop passes today. That brings up fourth down. Let's see if the Bucks decide to punt. It doesn't look like they're going to punt. Uzi is still in there. Looks like they're not going to. Looks like they're going to try for it here on fourth down. Interesting call here in this territory. You're turning. If you fail, you'll give ML King decent field position, but obviously you like what they see. They're going to go 2 to the near side. Uzi, he's got time, fires, and He was going for 84. Solomon again. Looked like it was a good defensive position. I think he expected Solomon to turn at a certain point. Couldn't get there. And largely because the defense was there, I believe Jaquez Williams kept Solomon from hitting that point. So ML King will get good position with 6:31 to go here in quarter number 3. Lions up 12-6. But they're still looking to get some breathing room over the Buccaneers. Make it a 2-possession football contest. Immediately a screen to Polite. Does some nice juking, and he'll make it to the sideline where he's chased out of bounds by Alex Eisen at the 41. That'll give him 4. Make it 2nd and 6. Ouch. So Eisen with good pursuit, but he had 3 people over there. Roland Rivers doing a good job. Went with that bubble screen. Now Polite goes to the far spot. Actually, Polite's going to come. No, he's going to go way out there. They go twins on each side. And it's too high for Donald Clark. He had Donald Clark free. Just couldn't get it. Just a little too strong. Third down. It'll be 3rd and about 6. Again, Donald Clark was in motion. Rivers has had 2 touchdown passes over 20 yards. He's had 2 for 48. Rashad Oglesby and DeMarquise Polite. Let's see what he does here on 3rd. He's going to fire it, and he's got his man down at the 46. That's Oglesby again. And first down for ML King. Well, actually, they're going to move it barely into Allatoona territory, just on the other side of the 50. First and 10. He keeps looking for that bubble screen, but he's got to dump it, and he gets flattened, but he gets a man in stride. This is going to be a touchdown for ML King. Donald Clark gets the touchdown, a 49-yard, and what a throw. It looks like Rivers just got flattened by Justin Wade right as he threw it. That is the 3rd touchdown for Roland Rivers, a big one there. He's thrown to 3 different receivers. That was Donald Clark coming back from the far side, grabbing it in the middle and racing into the end zone with 5:52 remaining in the third quarter. And Rivers he has taken several licks, but he's been able to get that ball off. And more often than not, he's found his target. And they knew coming into this ball game, Allatoona knew that Rivers was capable of long touchdown passes. Here's the kick. And that one is through. With 5:52 remaining, it's ML King ahead of Allatoona, 19-6. We'll be right back here on Play on Sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
(19-6). ML King got that touchdown they wanted, and Allatoona is back at their heels as they try to pull the upset here against the second-ranked Lions from ML King. I mentioned that Rivers has thrown some pretty big touchdown passes. In the game against Sequoia, Donald Clark had touchdowns from 34 and 58 yards from the arm of Roland Rivers. Polite and DeMarquise Polite-Bray had 2 as well. They went 59 and 71. Rivers not afraid to throw it deep, and there he did. That's a bounding kick caught at the 30. And this is going to give Allatoona decent field position at about the 38. That will be number 53, Cody Webb, part of the Good Hands crew, moving it there. So now Allatoona going to get a little desperate here to try to move that football. We have 5:46 remaining in the third quarter. It's 19-6. As Presley Wade able to make a point after in his third attempt. ML King is just packing the box. Here's a stretch play to Pena. He spins out of 1, and he'll get it to the 41. Too many maroon jerseys there. Maroon and silver are the colors for the Lions. I think that was 15. Jeremy Tyler was there as well, as long as a bunch of others. But he'll get 3 to the 41. It'll be 2nd and 7. ML King packing again. Ezel's in motion. Fakes the block. There's the dump to Heron. Heron stops and is able to get something positive out of that as he tried to shed a blocker, tackler. And that's going to move the ball to the 43, it looks like. And let's see, it looks like it'll be a third down play and about 5. The Lions with about 8 in the box. And they jump off. But let's see, were they drawn? If they were not drawn, this will be an official aided first down for the Bucks. And that's what it's going to be. You got to watch that anything third down and 5 and under, you got to watch for that disguised cadence designed to draw you offside and give the team the first down. And that's what Allatoona pulled off there. Fakes. No, will be Pena. He's trying to get to that far side, and he'll get 2 maybe. That's a good play there. by Carlos Garrett, 36. And they'll get a couple. 3 is what they're going to mark it, and it'll be 2nd and 7. And a long 7, too. So he got probably a quarter of the way he needed. Again, Pena really hasn't been the main back. They always get a couple yards with Pena, but again, Allatoona needs to stretch the defense a little bit. They can't get away with ML King packing 8. There's to the far flat. Looking for Solomon. And a nice play again in containment. Solomon will actually lose one back to the 49. Now then it'll be 3rd down again. That's Shaka Diasaruba, number 34. Good play in coverage. He raced out over there once he saw the play developed and brought down Solomon, losing 1. Uzi's going to have to throw it deep. He's just running out of other options for his offense attack. I mean, you could argue that they're packing 10. Uzi, and there you go. That's Standback. Hector Standback stands back Uzi to the 47. And this will be Allatoona punting. And you got a feeling ML King has finally got this game where they want it with 2:30 remaining here in quarter number 3. Shaw back deep. ML King did get one good play. They got a couple plays, and the 3 first downs, 1 aided by a referee. Now it looks like, and play is stopped. Not sure if it's a flag or it's a timeout. 2:13 remaining. I don't see any laundry on the field, but that doesn't mean anything. Encroachment on ML King. Well, that 5 yards isn't going to help. They're trying to move the players out and get to the 48. And we have a whole new group coming out. Is Allatoona going to go for this? Is a legal substitution called against the Lions? Here's Uzi. I think they're going to go for this. This is a risky play for Werner. They haven't had much success in long conversions, but they're going to try it here on 4th and 7. Big play. Let's see what they do here. High backfield, 2 to the far, 1 to the near. Uzi rolls, launches it, sideline complete. That's DJ Ezel over there. And a big completion on 4th down, aided by the ML King illegal substitution penalty. Gives the Buccaneers new life at the 37. Again, remember that game with Heritage of Conyers, they were down 14-0. Scored 24 unanswered points before the Patriots had a late charge. They had a touchdown, tried to go for the tying field goal, but missed. So Allatoona used to playing from behind, but they really didn't want to be in this situation against ML King. 1st and 10 from the 37. There's a couple of yards for Heron. He'll get it to about the 33. Gives him 4. You know, I made the conversation point a couple weeks ago that there really is a huge difference in your first down yardage between 3 and 4 yards. If you get 3, you're kind of pressing. If you got 4, then you know you're pretty close to being halfway to getting that first down. We got 1:20 remaining here in quarter number 3 as the clock continues to go. This is slowly going to turn against Allatoona, but they got to get something here. There's an end around to Tommy Davis. He'll get the first down, and he redeems himself after several dropsies, putting it to the 17 for being pushed out of bounds. That'll cause the chains to move and the clock to stop. And this is about where, well, it's going to be the 16. This is about where Allatoona just can't seem to get past. Remember, last drive, in their 2 field goals, one drive stopped at about the 3. The other one stopped at about the 12. This is usually where the Lions stiffen up. We're under a minute. The field goal won't help Allatoona's cause here. They need a score. And Heron will move everybody to the 14, maybe the 13. I don't think he's going to get that spot. I think it's going to be back at the 14 with 30 ticks remaining on a very speedy third quarter here from Clarkston. This should be the last play of quarter number 3. It's 19-6, favored Martin Luther King Jr. Heron going to launch it to the end zone. And he can't. He was going for a Soulberry. And good defense. And that's probably going to do it for the end of the third quarter. Good defense by Williams. That's 3 done. It's ML King 19, Allatoona 6. Quarter number 4 after this. You're watching the Play On Sports Network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
I'm sorry. I thought I thought that clock hit 0, but they put 11 seconds back on it and they stopped it. So this is a big third down at the 14. Oh, that's right. They stopped. They stopped it. It was an incomplete pass. 3rd and 14. 3rd from the 14. Crossing route. Ball tip. This could be an interception, but it dropped, and that's going to make it 4th. So now it's 4th down, and they're really in 4th down territory. Clock stops with 6 seconds. Well, ball will be at the 14. Let's see if Allatoona decides to go for it here. Fourth and 8 from the 14. They are going for it. They got lucky on 1 4th down. Will lightning strike twice? Going, he's got a man open. That's Davis. And he hung on for the touchdown. Tommy Davis, who dropped several passes, gets his first one. And it's a big one, a 14-yard touchdown pass from Jeremy Uzi. And makes it 19-12. And time has expired here in quarter number 3, but they're going to get the extra point opportunity from Shaw. And that will end us on our third quarter. Here's the kick. It's up. And it's good. So that will end us on the third quarter. It's 19-12. Martin Luther King. We got 12 minutes left. Now we're done with 3. We'll be right back here on Play On Sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
1 match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in 1 shot.
Fourth quarter ready to start. 2 teams traded touchdowns. So Allatoona still down by 6. It might be a little early for the onside kick, but let's see what Shaw does. It is not an onside kick. Shaw decides to put this one in the end zone where it can do no damage. ML King with the football at the 20, 19-13. Lions up by 6 points. Again, the Buccaneers came back from 14 against Heritage of Conyers. They were down 13, and now they're halfway to making it up, but they have to make a good defensive stand right here. They did at the start of the second half, but they didn't do it on ML King's second drive. Let's see what they can do in this instance. Rivers will go with 3 to the near side, 1 to the far. He'll take it. He's got time. He looks immediately on a crossing route, and it's caught and complete. No, incomplete. He was looking for Shumake, but it's incomplete. Just did a little 5-step route for Shumake. Turned, and the ball was supposed to be right there, a little low, and he trapped it. Thought maybe he got it, but no. Couldn't hang on. And Shumake immediately goes out there as well. He's got White right next. Rivers has White to his right. Oglesby's in motion. He's going to go to the same area, same place, same. Did he make that catch? And Shumake did make the catch. And it'll be at the 30. First down, ML King, a big first down. Moving the ball to the 30, 11:40 remaining in our contest. Lions up 19-13. 3 touchdown passes from Roland Rivers, 20, 28, and 49 yards to 3 different players. DeMarquise Polite, Rashad Oglesby, and Donald Clark. And I believe that Donald Clark, the third one, was probably his best of the night. Justin Wade just leveled him right before he got it off, and Clark had to come back. Made a nice rush. Rivers on the naked bootleg. Spun at the 30. Stays on his feet. Well, stays on his foot, actually. It was 1 foot kind of hung in the air. And he'll get it to the 33. He sold the draw play, but couldn't move it past the 33. 2nd and 7. Allatoona in a 3-4. That's what they've been in most of the night. They have yet to get a sack, but they've applied pretty good pressure. I hear the coaches wanted to call a timeout. They decide they don't get it in. Rivers is flush. He's got a lot of room, but he can't get to the first down. And he'll get it to the 38 as Austin Daniel, number 31, was right there to bring him down. Kept him from getting the first down. Thought I heard the Allatoona coaches, and again, they're sitting just on the other side of this plexiglass partition here at Hallford Stadium. So sometimes I can listen into their defensive calls. They know they're back in this ball game. They just have to get a defensive stop here. And here's a 3rd and 2 play. Let's see what Rivers does. They're in for extra blockers. High. Looking for Polite, and it was high just as soon as he threw that ball in the air. Terrence Sykes closed in. Again, we have yet to have a turnover via interception or a fumble. We have had a turnover on downs, but now it's 4th down. And ML King is not going to risk it. Polite back to punt. But DeMarquise Polite, a dangerous man with the football. Will Robert Freeman pull a gadget play here? They'd only have to get it to the 40. This is about 3 yards on the 4th and 3 play. Let's see where they go. There's the snap. They are going to kick it away. Back goes. I thought Tarver was going to catch that ball, but he decides to let it hit at the 30. And that's where the Allatoona Buccaneers will take over. They're down by 6 with 9:38 remaining here in regulation. And if they can, if Allatoona can get that touchdown, what this game will have turned on will be the 2 missed extra points, 1 blocked, and 1 never even got going on a bad snap. That'll be for ML King, but there's still a lot of football left to play, and 70 yards separating Allatoona and the upset. Heron, he's got room on that left side, but he'll get 3 before being met. Tyler was there. Mack was there. But they got the 3. They got 3 to the 33. When this game started, there was a lot of room off that tackle. It's closed up since we moved along. Gary Varner thinking that maybe there was some there. And Allatoona is about as north of Cobb as North Cobb County as you can get, and still be in Cobb County. Hand off to Heron going the other way, and the line will not prevent him from getting there. Gets 1 to the 34. And good stop on the defense. They're trying to run north-south. Not working here. ML King's defense stiffens up when they have to. Got to get to the 40 here. It's a 3rd and 6. 8 in the box. 9 maybe. Uzi. There's a little dump. Met at the 35 and down. Solars just can't get going. They've tried that dump play a couple of times in the early going, and ML King has just made the adjustment. So 5 yards and out for Allatoona. They're going to have to kick it away. Back goes Polite. Both teams trying to play good defense as the clock ticks under 8 minutes. On this side of the field, Allatoona's not going to risk a 4th down play. They did on their last drive. They had 2 4th downs and converted both of them. They give Shaw plenty of room to boot it. And it's going to take an Allatoona bounce, and it will roll and stop at the 13, and that's where the Lions will take over with 7:24 on the clock. They're up 19 to 13. They need one more score, turn it back into a 2-possession ball game, and try to get out of here with the win. Advancing, again, the winner of this one will take on the Whitewater Glen Academy matchup. Whitewater has had the best of that game from what I've seen all through the night. Gonna check that scoreboard one more time before we leave here tonight. Anyway, big drive for ML King, big drive for the Allatoona defense. Jamel Smith will take it to the 20 to the 23. And he'll get a couple. Smith in for Polite and Rennell White. Gets it to the 24, 2nd and 5. Ball has to go to the 29-yard line. Well, they'll give him 4. Oh, North Gwinnett is running away from Grayson, 21 to 3. No, don't. A little bit of a miscommunication. Smith with it. And that play was just stopped dead as soon as it started. Traverse Tarver there. Northside Warner Robins 24, Thomas County Central 10. Again, North Gwinnett over Grayson 21 to 3. That's in the 4th quarter. Camden County no problem with East Coweta 34-7. That's also in the 3rd. Parkview's come back to tie West Forsyth. They're at 20. He'll get 1 on that busted play. It'll be 3rd and 5. Tucker up by 6 over North Paulding, 27 to 21. North Paulding making a little bit of a run. Barn burner over in Kell, Gainesville, 42-35. Rivers throws complete. I believe that should be enough for the 1st down. To Donald Clark, I think he got it in 1st down territory. It's enough to move the chains. Ball rests at the 30. It is enough. 6 minutes, even up remaining here in quarter number 4. Again, Gainesville up over Kell, 42 to 35. That's a big matchup there. It's Whitewater 26, Glen Academy 21. Glen making a game of that one. That's in the 3rd. Now they go back into their triangle set. Jamel Smith sees room on the far side. 37 rolls to the 38. Does not get out of bounds. Make sure he puts his knee down before he can. And it'll be second and about 2 from the 38 as the clock starts to become more and more of a factor. Grady and Monroe area are tied at 14. Still no score in that Cairo Mary Persons matchup. Looks like Marist and Carrollton are tied at 13. It'll be second and 2 as ML King starts to work some clock. Actually, I'm sorry, second and 3. It is at 37. Rivers has shown incredible poise here today. Smith, I don't think he's going to make it. Maybe 1 to the 38, third and 2. I think with as well as Roland Rivers has played these last 3 games, I think even if Johnson comes back from his shoulder separation, I don't think they're going to risk him. I think right now ML King is too much in a rhythm. Their offense is clicking. They've had a couple of hiccups here today. Allatoona has held the ball for a lot longer than Robert Freeman would have liked, but he's got to give kudos to his defense for standing up and stiffening when it mattered, only allowing the 2 field goals and the touchdown. 3rd and 2 right here. River, and they're going to blow that play dead. We have motion. Back judge called it. Depends on who it's against. If it's against Allatoona, it'll be an automatic first down, but it's against ML King. And suddenly, that makes this play very interesting. 3rd and 7. It was a 3rd and 2. Now it's a 3rd and 7. Norcross over South Gwinnett, 20-0. That's in the 3rd. Looks like the Devils will advance. North Cobb, 28. Hughes, 14. Upset if the Warriors can hang on. Now it's Allatoona's turn to crowd the box a little bit. Rivers throwing, Polite high. Almost, Terrence Sykes almost was able to come down with that. He made sure he jumped after DeMarquise Polite jumped, so he couldn't get flagged for pass interference. That brings up 4th down. Allatoona will get the football. We're under 4 minutes remaining. Clock stops on that play. That could have been a key completion if DeMarquise Polite could have hung on to that. Now, 4th down. You see Justin Wade trying to get off before the 12 men was called. It's going to be a short little nub kick on the foot of Polite. And it's going to get a good roll, well, relatively good, to the 27. And that is where Allatoona will take over with 3:45 remaining. They've got 2 timeouts left. And it's going to be up to them to try and punch it through. They still got a chance here. But ML King's defense has stiffened up considerably, especially in that last drive. Although Tommy Davis did come up big on that last drive. And you can join the conversation about high school sports. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at PlayOnSports, #GHSA Football. ML King just keeps packing the box. They don't expect Uzi to pass. He's going to go with Heron. And Heron will get about 2. Uzi is going to have to throw downfield. He's going to have to. ML King is packing 8 to the box. They are daring him to throw. That seems to be the big change in the Lion defense here in the second half. And Uzi sheds 1 sack, but Stanback comes back and puts him down at the 26. He'll be at the 25. So they've been packing the box, and it looks like we got a timeout on the field. With 3:05 to go, we'll take it 2. ML King ahead, 19-13 over the Allatoona Buccaneers. Back in a moment. You're watching GHSA TV, powered by Play on Sports. back here from Hallford Stadium, 3:05 to go, and it's ML King leading Allatoona 19-13, and it looks like Stevenson is going to end East Paulding's season at 11-0. They're up 28-6 entering the last stages of that game. So the Jaguars of Stevenson are going to advance. Tucker's holding on in their matchup. And it looks like, well, let's see what happens this play. Uzi's got a lot of time. He's got a man. It's caught at the 40, 45. Spins off one tackle. Goes out of bounds at the 47. He'll be right at midfield. Clarence Solberry got a lot of room on that far side. And Allatoona's offensive line kept ML King at bay. It's at midfield with 2:56 to go. Allatoona's just got one timeout to go. We could have a great ending here from Hallford Stadium. On the end around, there's a lot of room for Tommy Davis. Davis gets to the 42, second and 2. Clock is going to go. It's at 2:43 remaining. Two good plays for Allatoona in a row, ripping off about 20 yards, getting in on the Lions side of the field. But they still got a long way to go, and the hourglass is draining. Whiteout split left and right, eye backfield. Uzi on the pitch to Pena, and that has been a play that has not worked. There's a fumble. ML King says they have it. They keep indicating that they have possession, and it looks like Allatoona is going to spend their final timeout. It is not. It is a fumble, and ML King will pick it up, I believe. ML King is celebrating like they have possession. The referees, I haven't seen an official referee indication. No, the referees are indicating that. All right, the referees are indicating that Allatoona still has possession, and it's third down and 3 from the 43. We got 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. Let's go over some more scores. Whitewater Academy 26, Whitewater 26, Glen Academy 21. Mary Persons and Cairo are in overtime, and that is still no score. A defensive battle with the syrup makers. Marist and Carrollton still 13-13. Thompson 28, Johnson Savannah 7. North Hall 13, and Morgan County 9. That's in the fourth. Fitzgerald, no problem with Vidalia, 45-14. Jefferson defeating Westminster handily 35-7. Washington County 21, Callaway nothing. Lovett up over Manchester 23-0. That's in the fourth quarter. It's Dooley County 7, Turner County 2. All right, 3rd and 3 here with 2:03 to go. Allatoona keeps the football. Thought they could have gotten encroachment. It's not called. They're going to have to go to first down for Heron. Past the 40. That'll stop the clock to the 38. Clock stops with 1:58 remaining. Now, Allatoona has burned their timeouts. They can't stop it. ML King with the full complement. Buccaneers down by 6. Allatoona's made the necessary offensive adjustments. They haven't been able to get their offense on track through the first part of this third quarter, but it's starting to move here. They still got a couple ways to go. Uzi launches one. He's got a man in separation. It's caught! It's caught by Clarence Solberry. Touchdown! A 38-yard touchdown pass from Solberry to Uzi. From Uzi to Solberry, 38 yards. At 1:37, stunning the ML King faithful here tonight. That ties the ball game at 19. Solberry had a couple of steps. He turned it on and was able to get it in. And for the second week in a row, the Allatoona Buccaneers have come back from a substantial deficit. 14 last week, 13 this week, and now it's up to Nathan Shaw to give them the lead. They had a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. Here's the kick. It's up. It's through. With 1:37 to go, Allatoona sneaks ahead of ML King 20-19, and the Buccaneers are 97 seconds away from pulling off an upset. But now it's their defense, which has played well in spurts, especially in this fourth quarter, to come up and play big. One more stand. Again, we've had 3 touchdown passes from Roland Rivers, 20, 28, and 49, but it's the 2 missed extra point opportunities from Presley Wade that have been the difference in this contest. And that's what Robert Freeman will look at should this result hold. But Rivers has shown he can hit from deep. He has shown that, and he's shown it today. In that victory over Sequoia, it was a 71-yard pass. So if I'm Shaw, I want to try to pin the Lions back. Let's see if he can do it. Allatoona, 97 seconds away from the biggest win in their program's 5-year history. They made the quarters last year, losing to eventual champion Burke County. Caught on the run at the 4. There's a big hole for Polite. He'll get to the 25. Good job plugging that hole for Allatoona. Chris Coleman there. Nate Stevens there on coverage. 5 seconds elapsed, giving us 1:32. Now, ML King has a full complement of timeouts. They got all 3 of them. Ball's at the 26. Allatoona is out of them. Here comes the offense. It's Rivers. And Rivers, I do not believe we'll see much rushing on Rivers. They're going to bring in a fullback, and I think he's in for pass protection. We got 2 to the far, 2 to the near. Let's see what Allatoona decides to do. Do they play prevent defense or do they rush? Looks like they're going to play prevent. Rivers finds a strike. He's got a man in motion. Clark leveled, but he hangs on to it. Great play and they're going to get the flag. Flag against Treboris Tarver, number 3. It's at the 48, but this one will probably go another 15, moving it to the 33. And with 1 play, 8 seconds elapsed, and ML King is in business. That's going to move the ball to the 33. Now a field goal can win it for the Lions. Rivers wastes little time going deep. And with the benefit of the unsportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary roughness penalty, the Lions are already in great field position at the 32. So the chains move, and there goes the clock. Again, we're at 1:25 to go. Ball rests at the 32. Same formation. Rivers. Here comes the rush. Hit as he throws it. Caught. Great play. Goes to Oglesby, who caught that second touchdown at the 23. We're under a minute. Let's see what Rivers decides to do. It's 2nd and 1. He's not going to do is he going to do a timeout here? Or is he just wasting time and not let to Allatoona, just counting it down to a game for a field goal? Rivers, he's going for the end zone. He's got Clark. It's intercepted. Standing up and grabbing it is Terrence Sykes. He had, and I was just about to mention we haven't had a turnover. And there he goes, an interception from Sykes with 36 seconds to go, and this will probably put the lid on it. It looks like ML King will be upset here by Allatoona as Terrence Sykes gets a big interception, and Allatoona is celebrating. An incredible turn of events here here at Hallford Stadium. Rivers, that's the first pick of the night, and it comes up huge. Ball is at the 9. He had Clark all alone, but that pass was just a little bit underthrown, and it hung a little bit, too. I think the wind might have pushed it back a bit. That allowed Terrence Sykes to come back for it and make the pickoff. 36 seconds. Remember, ML King still has a couple of timeouts, and they'll probably start burning them here. Heron will just move the pile to the 10. And that will probably bring us to timeout number 1. It'll be 2nd and 9. 30 seconds left. Allatoona 20. ML King 19. This game is not over yet, folks. And you can get all the best coverage of Georgia throughout the playoffs. Go to WSBTV.com, official partner of Play on Sports. Allatoona 20, ML King 19. You saw how Roland Rivers, he's only a junior, and he looks like he will be one of the better quarterbacks in the state of Georgia next season. He got the ball at about the 28, and in 3 plays, he was gunning for the end zone. But that pass, he got hit too as he threw it. It hung just a little bit in the air. I think the wind might have had something to do with it, and it was underthrown. Terrence Sykes came in. But I am very impressed with the efficiency of this Lion offense, how they were able to move the ball down the field. They kept the ball back with about 1:37 remaining. And in 3 plays, boom, they were down the field. They were ready to go. They were aided by a Traboris Tarver's penalty. But that interception from Terrence Sykes, the first turnover of the game, and that could send the Buccaneers into the 3rd round. And they got to the 3rd round last year, played Burke County, the eventual champions of 3A, and lost. They moved up to 5A, the second highest. There's some good running room for Heron to the 15. 3rd and 4. That's 23 seconds. And another timeout's been called by Robert Freeman. He's got 1 left. And if Allatoona can get the first down here, get it to the 19, that will probably end the ball game. Because ML King still got it. If they can force a 4th down punt, Rivers, he can hit from anywhere. He does have that 71-yard touchdown completion against Sequoia, but it kind of iced the game against Sequoia. He'll need to get the football and come up big. 23 seconds to go as both teams come back out. Allatoona from Ackworth in North Cobb County trying to advance to the 3rd round and score, I think, the biggest win in their short 5-year history. 36-14 under Gary Varner, and 37 could be right here. They pack the box. Heron, he'll get to the 17. That'll be 4th and 2. Another timeout called, 17 seconds remaining. This will exhaust the Lions' timeout, and it will force a punt. Now, the ball's at the 18. I believe if Uzi can run around for 17 seconds, he would, but if it's 4th down, they've got to punt it. Here's another upset brewing in Gwinnett County. Mill Creek, I guess they were home. I mean, not so much of an upset because Mill Creek was home, but still, 42-14 over Brookwood. That's a pretty impressive run. Noonan is coming back against Colquitt. The Packers still have the lead, but it's 18-7. Norcross has extended their lead over South Gwinnett 27-0. Camden County has defeated East Coweta 34-14. So that could set up a Norcross-Camden County matchup in the 3rd round, possibly one of the most interesting games in the quarterfinals, and depending on the coin toss, as they're both 1 seeds. Will that game be in Kingsland or Norcross? Somebody's going to have to make a big trip. 4th down, and Shaw, of course, is going to have to punt it away. So it looks like ML King will get one more crack at the football, but they're not going to have much time left. There's the kick. A short kick. It's going to land at the 45, take a little bit of a bounce, and play's going to fall on at the 48. 7 seconds on the clock. 7 seconds. Now Rivers, as I mentioned earlier, he's got an arm. He can easily hit it from this distance, but he's only going to get with 7 seconds and the 45, he's only going to get one crack. The ML King fans, they're sticking around here. They're trying to see if Roland Rivers can pull this ball game out. Allatoona, one play away from advancing to the third round. For the second consecutive year, first in their new classification of 5A. Now, this is just going to be everyone go deep, somebody get into the end zone. Let's see what Rivers can do. He's got it. He's got time. Launches it to a strike out of bounds. 2 seconds remain. He went to Polite at the sidelines, threw it to his left, or threw it to his right. Didn't really have a play on it, but it hits with 2 seconds. But they're going to be called. But it looks like ML King will be flagged, and that's going to back the ball up to 50. So they get the play back, so it's still 1st and 15. Doesn't really matter. I mean, like I said, the down marker does not matter. It's a moot point. This should be the last play of the ball game, and you're going to see a huge celebration if Allatoona can pull this one out. You will if ML King can get it too. Rivers, he's still on his feet. There he goes. He throws it, and it's incomplete. Game over. Rivers just could not get free. He had yet to take a sack the entire ball game, but Allatoona springs the upset 20-19 over the ML King Lions. They advance in the third round, playing the winner of Whitewater Glen Academy. I'm John Morgo. Thanks for joining us. You saw an epic victory. Allatoona takes the upset, knocking off the 2 seed, the ML King Lions. So we'll see you next week. For everyone here at Play On Sports, thanks for joining us. Have a good night, everybody.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in 1 shot.